Okay, so last time we were recording this object here, and now I have to unwrap it. So I've already made a node for this before, so that's the one I'll use now. But the ultimate step is to have this subdivision. So if I unmute this, I can see that I corrected here the edge, so it now looks sharper than before, which is good. And all the corners are rounded out, so it should there shouldn't be any topology problems. Now the box is basically the right size, I'd say, so the only thing left to do is the materials. But before I do this, the subdivision, it's easier to subdivide after while putting the material on the object. So the first step is to unwrap it. So what I'll do here is I'll take my normally I have a selection by object to split the edges. Vertex selection. Yeah, it should be in my other file, so I'll import it. Puedes echar música si quieres. Solo no max volume. So the other files are here on my desktop. So I'll go in the, I think it's yeah, UV unwrapping, node tree. Where is that? The box unwrap could be useful, but for now I'll try to do without that. The font is so big I can't even see what. I think, yeah, this is the one I'm looking for, and then I'll put the UV placer on there also. So let me just append this. And now if I go to my node tree, to my nodes here, I can normally select the separate by objects. Okay. So this will select my edges. Yeah, this will select my edges and then separate the different objects here. So I'll add an object here so that I can use that as my reference. So I'll just put a plane for now. Then if I go into edit mode, I can remove wait, before I do that, let me just move it around so I can see what I'm doing. And then I'll select this vertex, this one, and that one, and I'll delete those vertices. So now I'm left only with one vertex here. The question is, where am I going to, which faces am I going to unwrap? Because I don't necessarily want it to have seams here. So what I can do is like go from here, basically from the back. I'll try to split that edge, the back edge is there, and then, well, basically those four here. But that's obviously not enough, so I'll have to also split that one, this edge on top here. So here I'll just extrude on the X direction here, so that seems okay. It's a bit of a mess with the image in the background there, but anyway. Then extrude again, X direction until here, and then I'll go up, so extrude Z. So I'll keep moving up, and then once I'm here, I'll go still slightly higher, and then into the Y direction, so extrude Y direction here. GY. Okay. Yeah, that should work actually. But if we had like a normal cube here, because I select this vertex and that vertex, it would also select this edge. But here, fortunately, I have lots of edges here, so it won't even select this edge. It will really just select those, which is what I want. So let me go down from here. Actually, let me increase the size of this so I can see a little better what I'm doing. Yeah. Let me also extrude in the X direction here. And then I'll take this one and extrude down until here. Seems correct. And then from there I'll extrude in the X direction again. So then I get this here. I mean, it seems okay to me. Is there, oh yeah, this one was missing here. So extrude X direction again until here. So now in the separate object, I shouldn't have any objects that are actually separated. I should only have edges that are split. Yeah. Let's try to keep a consistent distance here. So I'll take those and I'll move them a little closer to this side, just so that we're consistent with the distance. Once I have this, I'll then see if everything worked properly. So for now I'll take this here. I'll plug in my object, which is object info, and then I'll take I'm guessing it's the relative, I'm not sure what the difference is, but usually that works well. And then I take my geometry here. No. I'll resize this again. Wait, was it in selection or mesh? I kind of forgot. Okay, selection actually, and then I'll take the mesh from here basically. Okay, and then normally if I look at the output here, okay, this is the selection zone. For this to work, normally it should select at least half the distance of the faces here. So I should be around here. So let me increase this a little. I'll go 3, 3. Let's see what that does. No, that's too little. Let's go 0.4. Actually, that's also too small. Let's go like this. Here it's actually might start to be a problem here. I don't think I'm selecting the center here, but I'm definitely selecting here. So well, we'll see what has been separated and not by going here. Okay, so this is our object and all the rest is actually no. Yeah, it has already separated some faces, so let's just reduce this. Okay, now it seems okay. I seem to only have one object here. Yeah, when the faces are not the same size, this is a bit of an issue here. Anyway, let's see what the result is here. So in order to check this properly, I'll use my proportional editing tool. So I'll go I'll append that tool the same way. Mm. But it's in another file, basically. It's in I think it's in this one, the last file here. No. Node tree proportional edit. So now let's check all the tools. Okay, I have this one. So again, I need an object here. So I'll just use a plane. So mesh plane. So I'm curious about this side here, so I'll check that one first. Actually, this will unfold that way, so I need to not rotate this like that, but rotate it in the first in the y direction, 90 degrees, or minus 90. Then I'll put this a little higher, like this. Then I'll rotate it in the z direction there. Like this. So the edges that are the closest to this face are here, so they should be moving much further than the ones here. So now let's go back here. Let's use the same object info node. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me reduce the So I've noticed that the tool I made for proportional editing doesn't really work very well with faces. So normally this is the tool, right? So you can plug in the geometry you want. You plug in a target, which is for example this object, which you can create by you know, just going Shift A into the main menu and just putting a plane in the 3D viewport. So this is another object, and let's say you have this object and you want to do some proportional editing. You can just plug in your target with an object info node. So if I remove this, I can just come here and take this, and then I can obviously change the radius of you know, concern here by switching in these different outputs here. So we can increase the radius, etc. But I've noticed that there were some problems last time. Oh, and also if I just go into, you know, into this view here, I can also change the scale, so I can make it bigger, etc. So I've already made a video on this. Yeah, and this is just if you need a special selection. So let's say, you know, if you wanted to select by position here, if I put position, input position, etc. I can select different vertices to move around here by plugging it in here. So let's take position, vector, where's this? Utilities math. So for example, if I want to only select half of the vertices here, I can just do this, plug this into the selection here, and then I can only select those. So this is the selection, and then this is just to make it sharper. Like let's say if I increase this to 3, now it looks, well, it's a much sharper rise here instead of being rounded out. So I'll just do that and decrease this again to where it was. Oh, and I can go negative also, obviously. But the only problem is last time I can see that, you know, because it's calculating from the edges here, we have a hole here. So basically in this version, I went into here, into my geometry here, and I changed this from edges to faces, and that fixed the problem. So this is version 3, and it will be on GitHub, so if anybody needs it. So last time we were doing this this object here, so I'll just keep going. So I didn't show this on camera, but I kind of unwrapped the other faces the same way I did for this face right here, so with the planes. So now I'm just separating further the mesh with this this object. So normally I'll use the separate by object node again, this one. So let me just duplicate this. So this is what I'll use, and as a target, wait, where's the yeah, the target, this time it's not going to be this, it's going to be this object I have right here. So let me just put this here. I'll cancel this, and I'll do this here. So this will be our target object. Actually, it's maybe better if I connect this directly here. Pass the mesh through here. Then I should get, yeah, well, this is the selection zone here, so I think I'm selecting the right vertices. I just have to make sure I'm not selecting those here, which I do not want to split those edges. Yeah. maybe this is a bit too much here. Yeah, let me just, okay. Yeah, so how come when I select the faces I do not get the selection zone here? Just a second. So this is what I did last time. Basically I put the faces here, and it's also very sensitive. I mean, if you were to move this around, I mean, it messes up everything. Even if you just move it a little bit, it's very sensitive. So yeah, I had to be careful with that. However, what I do not understand is how come here, while I'm moving that thing around, I do not have the selection zone. Let me just remove this for a while. Okay, I have the selection here, which is fine. Okay, I did have it actually. Yeah. Okay, it's fine. Everything is normal. So I'll just continue the way I was doing before here. By the way, this node here, this is version 4, but I'm not going to update it right now because it might change again. I mean, I don't know if I'll keep exactly the same node for some time. I'll just check if I'll just check if everything works properly, and then I'll update the version if I feel like it's the last version. So here, yeah, I have to hide those again. So let me hide everything here. Yeah, let me hide those. I mean, I'll hide this also. It's useless. Hide this and hide this. Okay. So now we're back at our with our object here. Let me just select this thing, okay, and I'll continue the unwrapping process. So now extrude in the Y direction. Extrude is with E. Seems okay. Am I selecting too much here? No, I don't think so. Actually, yes, I'm selecting this edge up here, which is not what I want at all. Maybe I can decrease the, if I decrease it too much, I'll be selecting those edges here. So I also do not want to do this. So I'll just come here. Well, I'll exit this, and I'll decrease the threshold here a little bit more. Okay, this seems okay. Let me select this again. Edit mode. Let me select the edge. Let me lower this. Okay. What about here? I'm not sure if I'm selecting everything. Here I'm definitely not selecting what I need to select, because I need... this is already separate here. What is this thing? What is this nonsense? What's this blue thing? Is there a face in here or what? Yeah, that's weird. Well, I'll merge by distance, I think, at some point, so it's fine. What a weird edge here. What is this, man? This is nonsense. So I was trying to figure this out again, this weird edge here, right? So I made a selection box here, and this is before we merged by distance. So if I just do this, wait a second, yeah, if I just do this, and let me just remove this here. Before I do the merge by distance, so I was here basically, and then I merged it here. What is weird is, yeah, we can see there's something here. But even before that, well, now we can see it, but before I couldn't. I wonder if it's because of this. Oh my goodness, what is going on? What is going on here? Okay, no, if I add this box here, it's going to merge the box, which we do not want. Okay, let me just remove this. Okay, so we were here. So I went from this before we merged it, and then after we merged it, we're here. And it seems like the problem in part comes from here, because before this we didn't have anything. So what I did is I just made a selection box. First of all, let me go back here. Wait a second. Before the merging, so we're here, right? So then I connected well, first of all, I connected my vertex selection here box. I made a little box here just to select this vertex. And what is going on here? What is this, man? Yeah. Okay, no, this is, let me just yeah, okay. 0 again. So we were here, so I made this box here, and so I connected this selection zone into here, and then I put this set position node between the two. So if I just remove this here, it should be the same thing because everything is 0 here. And then I just pulled this back a little to see what was behind, and I saw this. So there's like an edge here, which is not supposed to be here. So I'm guessing that's where the problem comes from here. So where's this edge coming from? That's the other mystery. So before we did all this, what was the situation? The situation was, let me just remove all this, and this was the situation. This is so annoying, like the moving of the cursor. I don't know how I can remove this from the program. So here, to make this appear, which is the source of the issue, so this is just when I go from here to here, I'm just repositioning this whole mess here. But the problem is there's an extra edge. So I don't think it's the, could it be the selection here? I'm not sure. I've had to extrude this at some point, I guess, and I think that's where the problem came from. Like here, for example, what happens when I go from this to this. Okay, so I am extruding here. So that's probably where the issue comes from. I mean, unless I'm repositioning the edge here and it's going there or something, I don't know. Let me just check what happens. Let me just check the selection zone first of all. So this is the joint geometry here. That's just after the extrusion, and the object that we're extruding has to be in here in this selection. Yeah. So where is the selection here? I cannot see it. How is this possible? I extruded this and then I came here. How is it possible that I cannot see the extrusion? So I went from this to this. Okay. So yes, this is the problem here, I'm guessing. And the selection is coming from here. So how is it possible that I cannot see where this selection is? How is it possible? Let me just move it around. Maybe I'm missing something here. Oh. Okay. But where's the box? Where is this box? How weird. Ah. Did I not connect this here? Let me now move it around. Ah, okay. Well, at least I see the box now. And yeah, I'm selecting the edges that are here, I think. I think that's the issue right here. So let me just let me increase the height of this again. Okay. And then I'm having a hard time to see the box here. Okay, it's here. So I had to decrease the X value here. Let me just decrease this. Okay. And I think that will resolve our issue. So if I come back here, let me see. Let me connect this here. This is so annoying, this thing. I mean, whoever thought of this, they should be fired. So now if I look at the before merge by distance, I should get the same thing as before. Provided oh, okay, so first of all the edge has disappeared here, this weird thing. I don't think it's even okay. It seems to be working now. Okay, let me put this to 0, which is the same as doing this here. Okay, and so if I go from this to the merged, okay, I removed the issue. So now I can continue with my problem here. I was well, not problem here, but I can continue with my And obviously the box, because I resized the box to just include this edge and I made it, you know, less thick, it corrected also the problem on the other side, because this box spans the whole width of the box. So if you make it thin here and it really only selects this edge and not that one and not that one, it will do the same on the other side, because the box goes from here to the other side. So that is why I do not have a problem here. Okay, that's good. So I've resolved this. I should probably resolve this vertex here also. Where is this vertex here I was looking at? I'm looking for the, okay, GZ. Okay, I can see it's looking pretty nice. GZ again. Let's include this. Okay. Now, actually think about it. I'll just separate this and I'll use my grid separator for this plane here, because it's pretty simpler to do with the grid separate system. So let me just remove this. Let me just go here. Okay, now let's continue here. Where were we here? We were doing this here. So GY, let me not go too far ahead, and then extrude with E, and then I press Z to go down. Okay, I can't see where I'm going here. So GZ again goes down. Okay, and then I go the other way. So extrude. So Y. Okay, there we go. Okay, seems pretty correct. I hope I'm not selecting this edge here. I don't think so. Actually, think about it, I'm probably selecting those also. Now, now if I separate everything and then I merge, I don't think I'll have an issue. But I'm definitely selecting those edges also. Anyway, whatever. Okay, let's just correct this real quick. Take this edge, lift it. Okay. I might still be selecting it, so G and Z. Okay. I think we're good now. Yeah, and if I'm selecting extra edges, anyway, I'll merge by distance, so it shouldn't be a problem normally. It should all work out. Now, I want to select all of this and pull it back. So what I can do is, actually what would be simpler in this case is just use the island index. I'll just use the island index. So set position, geometry, and then where is it? Utilities, maybe. I think it's in mesh. So mesh island index, mesh island. Okay. And then if we go 0, it will select all this, and if we go 1, it will select that one, or the other way around. Might go the other way around. So utilities, math. Let's go to compare. Island index. So I'm comparing with 0, and I don't want any, you know, I want it to be 0, but it can be between 0.1 and minus 0.1. So it's like the range of the value. And then I'll do this here, and if I go, it's selecting everything. Maybe I have another island here somewhere. Island index 0 into the selection. It seems like it's not separated properly. Maybe, oh, I didn't select it here correctly. Okay, it's my fault. GY. Okay, let's try it again. Oh no, it still doesn't work. Well, that edge is good. This one, how about this one? This one I'm not sure. So let's pull this closer also to where we want it to go. Okay. How about this? This I think is good. Yeah. How about the lower one? I think it's also pretty good. Okay. Now let's go here. No, it still doesn't work. Here I'm not selecting the output here. I'm selecting something else. Here I'm selecting the thing you want to adjust. However, here it should normally work here, right? Because this already separates by islands. It's almost like there's no island here. Well, I'll try to figure it out, and I'll stop the recording for now.